everybody, it's Monday and it's Coach Mike is here. Coach Mike is always improving. I hope that you are too. If not, you need to give the coach a call. This is going to be a better week. The last 3 weeks, I have been dealing with one thing after another with tech, with online stuff, with whatever. But already I'm being blessed this week and things are going to be better. Before I tell you all about that, I want to remind you to subscribe to Coach Mike's Always Improving. If you haven't already, share this with your friends. And if you can, become a paid subscriber, right? This old guy, I'm not trying to get rich, but yeah, it'd be nice. And besides, I am going to have some virtual events along the way that'll be free to my paid subscribers. I'll tell you more about that down the road. Anyway, let's get back to business. There's a t-shirt that I see online now and then. If I could order t-shirts online all the time, I may do occasionally. But if I ordered all the t-shirts that I really want, I'd be broke real quick because there's so many cool shirts, sayings and stuff people come up with. Absolutely awesome. But there's one recently I saw, I think it's more sort of directed for the military or Blue Lives Matter. It says, don't let the hard days beat you. Don't let the hard days beat you. And you know what? I've got to remind myself about that more than I'd like to. Not that much when I look back at it. I used to have a lot more hard days than I do these days. But let me just tell you, and today's going to be a litlittle longer than usual, but I just want you to see that nothing that I've gone through the last few weeks has been like life changing, other than maybe I won't order as many things online. Actually, I didn't order that many, but I did. I had a bad run. Like 3 out of 4 items was crap. Okay. But it wasn't just that. I mean, tech was driving me crazy. 3 weeks ago, I had a couple of my credit cards. I had fraudulent attempts at charging some large dollar amounts on them. Luckily, the dollar amounts are more than I had available. I think the one was, but the dummy used his name instead of mine. He used my address, but used his name. So luckily, the credit card companies, both of them, had stopped them, sent me an email, sent me a text, say, hey, somebody's trying to do this. So we killed those cards. It was sort of weird there was only those two, because if it was a hacker that found me online or bought my information, I've got a service that I use that sort of takes me off the databases and all that. You know what I'm talking about? But so there's only two of them. So they get me new cards. No big deal there. I ordered some stuff online. I usually try to do business locally whenever I can. I always want to support local business, but I do order stuff online sometimes if there isn't something I can get comparable or apparently comparable, right? Or if I see something that just really tickles my ears, but nothing you got to watch out for is now we got overseas companies that are advertising like they're in the United States. And apparently, what they're actually doing is shipping the product to the United States to somebody to send it. So I don't know if it's like, like if you have a third party seller on Amazon or something, right? So I ordered 4 different things. 3 of them turned out to be no good. First one, the one that was good, I got a knee brace. My left knee is bone on bone. I try to walk or try to run as much as possible. My other knee brace was starting to wear out, wasn't sticking, the Velcro wasn't sticking. So I got one that slides over your knee, and then you got a little wheel, you got to crank it down. My chiropractor told me that those are good ones to have because they hold your knee in place better, which causes some of the inflammation when your knee bounces around. That was pretty cool, and that was a fair price. The other 3 items, first I ordered a couple of drones. Every now and then, I'd love to have a drone and play with it all the time and really get a little more serious about it. But I can't, the good ones are like $1,000 or more. I mean, you can spend a lot of money on those things. Sort of like the old radio airplanes we had back in my day, when I was a kid. But I ordered these 2 drones, got one for I was going to give to my son-in-law for my grandsons. And they looked like they were really cool. The video of it and all this looked really cool. I'm wondering if they actually used these drones for that video. The batteries wouldn't last 10 minutes. They definitely didn't fare as well as they would. They weren't bad, okay? They weren't the worst I've ever seen, but just no. So I said, okay, I want my money back. They wanted to give me like a third of it. So, well, we got costs of sending overseas. That's not my problem. All right. Had me ship it. Actually, the company supposedly was in New Jersey. So they want to give me $49. Oh, and then they charged me for, is that the one they charged me for some subscription for a membership? I didn't order no membership. So I had to challenge that on my credit card, challenge that. I said, well, when you send the drone, we'll send them back. We'll give you X amount of credit. Well, I sent them back, and then I wasn't hearing anything. So I just said, you know what, dispute the credit card. I hate doing that, but that's first item. Second item was a couple of little phone holders. I've got a really nice sort of deluxe phone holder in my car that you put in a cup holder, and it has another cup holder like on top of it, so you don't lose the space for a cup for your drink. And then it's got a rod that goes up, and then you got the phone holder, and it's actually got another little metal wire cup holder that you can drop a cup of coffee in it, right? I love it. It works really good. But sometimes I would like to put my phone up on the dash where I can record something, to use online later. No, I don't. I'm not going to drive around holding my phone. I love to honk at people that are doing something stupid on their phone while they're driving. But I thought, okay, these are, I think I spent about $35 for them, for the two of them, $40, whatever. Now, I never got to the point to see whether it sticks enough on the dash. There's no way it would hold my Pixel Pro or my old Samsung. There's no way if I hit a bump in the car, that phone's coming out. So I want my money back. Now, oh, well, we'll give you $3 back. Are you out of your mind? Give you $3 back. Oh, we'll give you $6. And if I say, give me whatever you're going to give me, and I will make sure when I see the ad for these, I will put on there, don't buy them, folks. Right? They're not we got to ship it overseas. Not my problem, right? If the item was what you advertised it to be, we wouldn't be having this discussion. And the third item, finally, I got this office air cooler. I've got a portable air conditioning unit that's pretty good most of the time, but it's been a little hotter than normal here in North Carolina. Been about 90, even got up to 100 a couple days. My friends around here are screaming, no, that when it gets to 110, let me know, right? I grew up in Arizona. Oh, but it's a dry heat. No. Go out to Phoenix in July and August. Not so dry. Not Florida humidity, but there's humidity. So anyway, I got this thing in. I actually disputed my credit card before I even got the item. And here's why. I get a receipt when I bought it. I get an email the next day or later that first day saying, hey, we're going to have a tracking number to you within 24 hours. We're packing it up, ready to ship it. It was I should have got the image to show you online. It had, how they put the little hourglasses or put little images about the tracking. So it had ordered, prepared for shipping. Then it said out for delivery and then shipped. Or so I thought that was a little backwards. So we'll have a tracking number to you within 24 hours. Didn't happen. Didn't get no email, no tracking number. 7 to 12 business days to get it to the United States. Okay. So I wait 12 business days. Still don't have an email from them. Nothing, no communication. I'd emailed them and say, hey, where's that tracking number? I thought you were going to send me something. Nothing. So the 13th day, I dispute my credit card. Guess what? The next day, I get an email with a tracking number. Sorry, so I called my credit card. I said, look, do you mind if I leave the dispute open? Let me see. I waited a few days till I actually got the item. And if it's not what it is, then I'd like to return it. They said, sure, no problem. I got it. Doesn't blow air. They said, oh, it'll cool your room in 30 seconds to a minute. No. Not even, I mean, not even close. I wasn't expecting it to do the whole office. I just wanted some assistance for my other air conditioner, right? So I called the credit card. No, no good. I'm not going to let the bad days beat me. Now, on top of that, last Monday, my emails aren't going through now. One thing after the other, right? About 9 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden my email won't go out. Notice later in the afternoon, I got 3 emails that are in the outbox still. Emails aren't coming in. First, it was just one of my email addresses, then it was on a couple of them. So I put in a support ticket. Usually they respond fairly quick, but at 5, 6 o'clock, I hadn't seen a response yet. So I called them up, and they turns out that apparently their system detected that there were too many attempted logins on the for my email. Was somebody trying to hack me? I don't know. I've got software that's supposed to be preventing that. So they went online, found that out, corrected the problem almost immediately. But it was like one thing after the other after the other. Tech was just getting all over me. I thought I was going to have to take my computer in today to the Geek Squad because the speaker was vibrating the other day. I thought, oh my God, speaker's gone. No, actually, it must have been something else because today it's fine. Last night I noticed it's fine. So I canceled my appointment. Don't let the bad days beat you down. Now, obviously, none of these things I described to you today are life changing. Nothing that I'm going to go out and, give up everything for, right? I'm not going to take a sledgehammer to my computer. But the principle is still the same. When we have those worst days, and you know what I'm talking about, maybe it's a health issue. I'm praying for our dog groomer. Poor gal had been battling cancer. She went in for surgery last week. They were going to remove it. Turns out it's worse than they thought. They sewed her back up. They're going to try chemo. She's being very optimistic. Luckily, she knows that the good Lord has her. So that's the good thing there. But, we would like to keep her around. Her and her sister do a great job on her dogs. But who knows what it might be. She's not going to let that bad day beat her. When I had my business, if you own a business, you know what I'm talking about. You're going to have some bad days. You're going to have some days where nothing goes right. Customers are complaining. You can't solve the problem. Don't let those days beat you. Now, here's what Coach Mike would suggest to make it better or to solve the problem. Let's say that's what I do. I'm a business coach. I'm going to help try to solve the problem. Go to ncbusinesscoach.com. Go to coachmikenow.com. Same website, but don't tell nobody. If you can, if the day is just beating you up, shut the computer down, shut the system down for the day. When it's time to close the store and say, look, I'll get back to the battle tomorrow. I'm a bit of a procrastinator. So sometimes my bad day, I'm struggling trying to decide, trying to argue with myself for what I want to do, how I want to promote something or whatever. Luckily, if those are the worst days I have lately, I'm very happy. But you know what? Sometimes you can't do that. You got to keep battling. Don't let the bad day beat you. Call somebody to encourage you, to help solve the problem, maybe a different perspective. If you can, again, turn it off, let your brain clear, go home, watch TV, take your wife out to dinner, your husband out to dinner, whatever it is. Go do something else, and your brain will solve the problem a lot of times. You'd be surprised. Our brains they're the best computers you could ever imagine. Okay? Sometimes, though, the memory needs to dig a little deeper. You got to give it time to do that. If you're trying to do 10 things, it's just like your computer. What happens if your computer is trying to do 10 things at once? It used to be that would bog down your computer. Right now, they do a little better. The same thing. Sometimes you just got to sit back, let the brain clear, let the brain get focused back on the problem you have. Don't let the bad day beat you. Before you do, call me, call the coach, email me, call a friend. Let's have a better day tomorrow. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. I promise I'm going to be here Tuesday this week too, with some more encouragement for you and maybe some stuff that I'm going to have going on. Have a great week.